So hi guys, this is stuff that I have been picking up. Let me sort of let you scan the dining room table here, but this is stuff that I have been picking up for the past month, maybe 6 weeks. I know in a previous video I said that I think it was maybe something like 10 things I'm no longer going to buy. Well, I didn't realize it. And one of those things on there, I'm pretty sure, was florals, that I had plenty. Well, when I actually got out in the garage and started looking for fall decorations, I couldn't find any fall decorations. I had lots of summer, lots of spring, lots of Christmas, but because I rarely, well, I just don't get excited about decorating for fall. So I rarely, I didn't have any fallish. And I think one of the reasons I don't get excited about fall decorating is because I'm not an orange person. It's just not a color that I'm drawn to. So I decided to start looking for some things that were in pretty much my color schemes here in this house, and going with the, as you can see, burgundies and golds and those types of colors, rather than just strictly the orange and the green that we typically see for fall and autumn. I don't decorate for Halloween at all. I do have some pumpkins that I had from last year and from previous years, just a few that I've put out, and maybe at the tail end I'll just find those or get them out of the garage and show them to you, to show you what I have to work with. But today I want to just show you what I've picked up. Everything you see, you're going to find that I got on clearance, or I got at my little antique store or thrift stores. I did not pay full price for anything you see here. And there's a couple of things you're going to see that I found recently that are not even decorations, as for, say, fall. In fact, I've got a lamp that I'll show you here. I'm going to move all this off the table so that I can then put one thing at a time up and you can see it. Recently, in fact, the Get Ready With Me, where I showed you my new birthday hat recently. I told you in the beginning that I was sitting in the parking lot, I think, of one of my favorite, probably my favorite little antique shops that I try to go in there. I try to go in once a week. Sometimes I find things, sometimes I don't. Boy, did I find things. So the first thing, let me show you. The first thing was a couple of candles. Oops. And they're pink and they've never been used. I'm not sure where they came from. Mainstays, so it's Walmart. But though, that's pretty much in my color scheme, so I know I'll use those. And they were, I've got my receipt here, they were $4 for 2 of them. I'm not sure how good of a buy that was, but, I got it. And then I saw this wooden fruit. Look at this. It's chipped off here so you can see it. It's very lightweight. It's not terribly heavy, but you can tell it's wood. Corn, a squash, a pumpkin. Oops, let me get these in. And you can see they've been used, but that doesn't bother me at all. Bananas. And then she actually wrapped one of them, and this is a pineapple. And all of these, what, 5 pieces, and for $25. So I think that was a great buy. I'll put those in a bowl and put them out. I think they'll be just great for this fall season. Or I could probably use these in the spring too, any season. And while I was there, I picked up this tray, and it's actually a bed table. I had one of these actually. Some of you will remember it in a guest bedroom on the bed back at when we lived in the condo in Panama City Beach. This is Dusty. And somehow it didn't make the move. I think when I got ready to do that Walmart video recently, I wanted to use it and I couldn't find it. So I just decided it was probably lost or had been thrown away, maybe, or just didn't make the move. But I got this. It's perfectly plain, and what's so neat about it is that you can use it for an actual tray if you wanted just to sit it on something. So I got that, and it was $16. Now, something else I bought there, and I have to tell you, this is funny, but I actually, in that little shop, I had been seeing this. Oh my goodness, the tack has come loose. I'll have to fix that, but it's just a thumbtack in there. But I had been looking at this doesn't go, for months. It's been in there. And I need to get a little tack hammer and repair that. But look, it was a little bit, they were asking a little bit more than what I wanted to pay is the reason I hadn't bought it already. But finally, when I was in there, it was still there, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and bite the dust. And I already know where I'm going to put this. It's going to be in the kitchen on the little round bar table. I think that'll be perfect with something underneath it sitting in the middle. And that was fall fruit. Oh, $28. I guess I did. But, you know, I'll use that a million different ways. I just think you can put, you know, anything in it and make it look cute. The last thing I purchased there was a plate. American RTA, Floral Days. I know it's not old because it says it's dishwasher safe, but you know what? It could be. It's from Indonesia. It could be because, hey, anything from even back in the 70s, I think now is considered an antique. And I paid $4 for the plate. We're not finished. I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of grapevine wreaths in my day, and I've bought a lot, but I've never seen one like this. Can you see it? It's pretty big, but look at the two inner circles, and it's all attached. It's woven into it. You can tell that these were not afterthoughts. But I thought that was pretty neat. And for the wreath, I paid, oh, you know what? I didn't get the wreath there. I bought that at the next place I went to. But this is still back where I got all this. And it's a sack full. This is just garland. Oh, you know what? This is the next place I went to. I went to a second place, so let's get this out of the way. A second store. And, okay, got my price tag here, or my ticket. So this is the fall flower chain. And it's not real long. It looks like it's probably a yard, maybe 36 inches. But it's not yellow, it's gold and sort of rust colors, more muted. It goes with that fruit really well. And then I got this big garland that is your regular size, again, in the burgundies and golds and greens. So I know I can use that. And that was $12. Oops, the pieces come off. Look at this tray. This may not have anything to do with fall, but there is writing and painting all around here, and I really can't, actually it's in a different language, maybe French, but I know that I can use this plate, and this plate was $10. And I could set, you know, anything on there, and it would be pretty. In fact, look at there. That works. So I got that. Have some shedding going on. And then I think the last thing I got there, we'll see, is on my countertop in the kitchen, I have a cookbook that I like really well. I like the looks of it, and I love the recipes. And I have it displayed on a clear lucite picture frame thingy. But I wanted something that I could open a book and have it displayed. And I knew sooner or later that I would find something, and I walked around a corner, and here was this book stand, is what I'll call it. I'm sure you could use it for anything. It's like an easel, but what I like, it's just cute, let's face it. But what I like about it is it has these two chains, and I don't know what these little balls are made out of, but they're super heavy. So you open your book, that's going to hold the pages down. Hold on. We'll see how this works. This is the book I was telling you about. This is Zoe Bakes Cakes. And I found her when Jim and I decided to subscribe to Disney Plus. And she's a part of the Magnolia Network. And there were just a few shows on there that I really enjoyed watching, and this is one of them. And evidently they have not renewed her contract because she only has about 6 or 7 shows, and I've seen all of them several times. But I did buy her book. If you have Disney Plus, she's out of Minneapolis. I love the show. So basically, this is what I would do and will do on that countertop. I just think that's great. I would have a prettier picture. Ooh. Maybe. I love it. I love it. I sort of like it chippy like this, but I could always paint it maybe with some linen colored paint, chalk paint, which I have. But I love this. Is that not wonderful? Oh, and I paid $15 for that. We'll put it right back here. I think this is the last thing I bought there, and I saw it, and I'm going, oh, don't need it, but I bet I can find some place to use it. And this is not fall decorations, although it could be. This goes on here. That's the globe. And this is the lamp. And I have already Googled to try to find this little light bulb. And I'm going to bring this up really close. And I'm going to hold my finger up. So it would go up to my first knuckle there almost. It's broken. It's loose here. We did plug it in and for just a second. And it did light up, so the lamp works. This. If I can't find that particular light bulb, I'll find another one that will be cute in there. So I've already looked on Amazon and didn't see it, but I can put that anywhere. I love it. Okay, let's look at some more greenery aside from this. Now this is all used stuff. It's previously loved, and as I told you, when I realized I really didn't have any really fall greenery artificials, I decided that I wanted to get some, but I wanted to pay full price for nothing. So I have really been watching Joann's and Michael's especially for clearance, for really deep sales. And let me show you what I found. This was at Joann's, and I've had this now, well, all of what you're going to see right now, I've had for a little while. But I want to say all of this was 88% off, which means I paid about $1, maybe $2 a stem for this. I don't even see the price. But this is just green eucalyptus. And I bought 4 of those. On a lot of this, I literally bought what they had, everything they had, because it was so picked over. But, you know, I can use this for a lot of things all year long. That's another thing I did, is I bought things that I can use. Jim and I, last year, look at this, receipts from Joann's for all this. When we made this move last year, we did not bring our Christmas tree. I think it went to Goodwill, and we didn't like it. It was old, and so we had to buy a new Christmas tree. And where we decided we were going to put the new Christmas tree in this house, it would only take one of those tall, skinny ones. And we thought we would be real happy with it. And Jim was. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Hated it. Hated it. I don't know how I can be strong enough. I did not like it. I didn't like decorating it. I just love a full tree. And it was not a full tree. So I decided I'm going to buy greenery that I can actually fill in that tree with and give it the appearance of being larger. And I'm going to take the camera. I tell you what, I'll bring it over here. It'll be easier, but I want to grab something and show you. I bought all of this. Can you see it? This is sitting up on my mantle. I bought all of this at Joann's back in the spring. Again, it was on an 88% off clearance. And I bought this specifically to fill in the tree with. And I got to thinking about it when I got home, and I had this vase that I had purchased from the my favorite little antique store. And so I just stuck it in there, and it's been up on the mantle, and I love it up there. But at Christmas, it's going to go in the Christmas tree. Okay. I like berries. Here's another one of those. And these. I mean, all of this was basically, well, it was no more than $2 a stem. And look at this color. I don't think this will go in the Christmas tree. I think this is really a good fall color for me. So I got 3 of those. And then I went to Michael's. Oh my gosh. Woo! That almost bit the dust. Did you see it? Okay, Michael's. Look. I mean, I can use this in the fall with these colors. I can use this in the spring. Oh, I love this. It's obviously eucalyptus. And just on certain stems and bushes. And this was pretty, this past weekend I got this Michael's bag of stuff. These were 80% off, and it was not everything in the store or all of their florals. It was just some of them. And they were scattered out throughout my store. So I got those, and then look at this. I mean, you guys know that I like tall vases, and I set them on the floor with florals, long florals in them. And look at these. They were $10, so it meant they were $2 a piece. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm thinking about decorating the mantle, making the mantle super flush with florals. 5 of those. And then lamb's ear. These were $7.99, $8 a piece. So 80% off of that. 4 of those. Oh, wait. I haven't decided yet on the color scheme that I'm going to use for Christmas. Here, wait. Let me show you these first. They're more sort of like berries or pods. And these were $4.99, $5 with 80% off. And I got 4 of those. And then I saw these first. And oh my goodness. I would have bought more, but I bought all they had on all of this. These were $12.99, $13 minus 80%. Look at this. Are these not wonderful? I can just imagine these hanging off of my mantle. 3, 4, 5 of those. Whew. Some of you are going, I don't believe this, Patty. I don't believe this. Did you notice I have no flowers? No flowers. I sort of feel like I have enough flowers in the house already. 2 more things. I went by the Dollar Tree because when I did that Walmart video, I needed some height for that little lamp. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought some hardback books. And I literally took my white chalk paint and I just painted the bindings of them, the covers. I took the paper jackets off and just painted those. What's funny, Jim saw me painting them and he said, I wondered what you were going to do with those books. I didn't think you were going to read them because of the subject matter. I said, oh, I was going for the size. But $1.25 a piece. And I'll do the same with these. I need some height in my bookcases, so I'll take the covers off of these, paint them, and use them that way. The last thing I want to show you is something that I painted yesterday, as a matter of fact. It's a watercolor, and I wanted to do it in colors that I could work with in the house, and signed it here. I just sort of did it from scratch, not knowing exactly what I want, and I am going to frame this. As a matter of fact, we have a little shop in downtown Pensacola, And I've just really love it. And this, when I was in there last week, this was there. And there's a glare on it, so I don't know if you can read it, but it says, even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. I love that. And it is by, it's a quote by, words by Hafiz, H-A-F-I-Z, Hafiz. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm going to save that some way. But I didn't know what to do with it. So when I was in Michael's, I picked up this frame, and it's the double-sided glass. And I'm going to, of course, this is handmade paper. I'll take it off of the cardboard. And it's going to be framed. I'm not sure where it's going in the house, but I'll find a place. But with that being said, I thought I could take my painting, maybe rip the edges so that it's sort of jagged all around, and I could hang it either that way or sideways. And maybe, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to put on the mantle to replace the big picture that's back there right now that's not very fallish at all. But I thought this and a couple of other things I might just lean up there, but I've got to figure out what I'm going to put behind all of this. Give it some balance. I may have to paint something. You know, at Christmas I painted a great big angel to put up there. Anyway, I painted that. Very easy. You know, when I paint, I know that I'm not painting masterpieces. I'm painting for my own enjoyment and painting things that I like. So that's what that is. You know, I have never been one for just putting words on the walls or sayings on the walls or, you know, framing or whatever. I've not gotten into that trend. But I've been seeing in YouTube videos that trend has really gone out. But I'm telling you, I'm out of breath because I had to go get something. When we were in Nashville back in the spring for our grandson's graduation from Belmont, we stayed in a little Airbnb that was it looked like a little bungalow from the outside, but it was much bigger on the inside. But a single woman owned it, and she actually lived there, but she, for a different event, she would rent the place out per night as an Airbnb, and she had friends and family that she could stay with when she did that. But anyway, it was so cute. There was nothing new in there. It was just, if I still have some pictures, I'll show you some pictures of it. I can't remember if I saved them, of the things, but she had a lot of framed sayings that you could tell were very special to her. And it was fun just walking around. She would have gallery walls of them even. But they were scattered throughout the house and usually in groups. It was not ever just one. And I thought, I love this look. And so I was at my little antique place where I got a lot of this about 4 or 5 months ago. Or hadn't been that long because it's been since the graduation. I saw this and it was framed. But the frame was white, and where I was going to put it, I did not want the white frame, so I had some black chalk paint, and I just painted that frame black. But it's the old Southern Baptist hymnal, I would say, called Precious Memories. And it's all 3 verses of Precious Memories. How many of you remember that? Or still sing it today? but I truly I have very few memories of my childhood, as many of you know, but I do remember this, and I know there we go. I know there's probably a glare there, but I have that in a special place. And when I saw this one about the sun, I thought, that's one I want. So I'm being very picky about ones that I choose. But there you go. So, I mean, some of you are going to think, Patti, that is so excessive. That is so excessive. And it looks excessive. But when I tell you that, I mean, everything was on clearance. It was all of the florals. It was $1 or $2. Except for these things that I, paid a little bit more for at the thrift shop. But I couldn't have bought these even on sale at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby for that price, I don't think. Now I have to put all of this up and get ready to decorate. And when I get ready to decorate, I may take you along with me, and we'll decorate together, or I may just show you what I've done after it's completely finished. Something you may or may not be able to see, and I'm going to raise the camera up just a little bit. Hold on. I don't know if you can. I'll try to zoom you in when I'm editing so that you can see that arrangement right there in the box. I have had that arrangement, I promise you, for 20 years. I absolutely love it. I made it. I bought the box, and then I bought all of the florals in it and just put it together, and that has been with me long before I met Jim. And I always, always, always find a spot for it. All of this, trust me, I will use it. And for sure, a lot of these stems, this greenery, will go in this Christmas tree. As I said, I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it. Okay, I have a question, and I definitely need your help. Definitely need your help. This painting, I was at the little antique store, not my favorite one, but another one, and I saw this oil painting, and it was hanging up on a wall, and I thought, well, I think I like that. I sort of like it. It's big. It's like, I want to say 58 inches wide. And I looked at it, and the price tag was hanging off of it. And the price tag was $39.99. And it's oil. And I thought, oh my goodness. The artist, I have no idea. It is signed, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I took a picture of it real quick, and I sent it to Jim, and I said, could you live with this? I said, I just found it, and it's a great painting. It's one of those things that you're either going to love or you're going to hate. There's no in between, I don't think. And he said, yeah, I sort of like that. I said, well, it's $39.99. He said, well, I think I could live with that. He said, and he suggested maybe in the dining room, and that's where it is. And let me show you the artist. So I came home, could barely get it in my car. I mean, barely. There is the painting, the painter's artist's signature. I got it home. He took it out of the car for me. And he started, well, I decided I needed to wipe it down. It was pretty dusty. And so when I looked at the back of it, it was obvious how old it is. I mean, it is majorly old. You can tell the way, the wear, or just the age of it, and it was the way the canvas was strung that you knew it was old. And the canvas itself is, maybe you can see it in places, is starting to crack a little. And so I got it all cleaned up, and I thought I'm going to take a couple of pictures of it, of the back of it and the front. Jim's best friend is in Memphis, and he does estate sales and is very knowledgeable with antiques and art. And so I sent him pictures and told him the story about it and asked him what he thought, and was he familiar with the artist. And he came back and he said, well, I can tell you a couple of things about it. He said, it's very definitely very, very, very old. He said, I truly believe it's Victorian from what I can tell. But he said the artist's name is sort of, it's almost like it's worn off a little bit. He said, so we're going to have a hard time trying to determine who the artist is. And he gave me some ideas on how I could look for it myself. And so far, I haven't been able to find it. So if you're familiar with that artist, but he said looking at the back of it and just the condition of it, that it is a very, very, very old painting. So, I paid $39.99 for it, and I like it. I've always said that art is in the eye of the beholder. I'm not sure at what point in time someone or a group decided what was good art and what was bad art. I've seen a lot of art hanging in museums that did nothing for me. And I've seen art that I love. My original thought with this was to put it in the entry hall where the fish is. And many of you know the story on that fish. I did it. It's decoupage. And for whatever reason, now, let me say Jim is very artsy. He knows a lot about art. He can appreciate it. But when I suggested replacing the fish with it, he said, absolutely not. I love that fish. That fish does something for him. But, in fact, he's the one who suggested putting it in the dining room. And his son was here this last week, and I said, what do you think about, Jim's been calling this our $4 million picture. He says, when we get on Antique Roadshow, we're going to find out that it's a masterpiece. But his son said, well, I think it goes in this room. That was about the nicest thing he could say about it. But I wasn't in love with it when I bought it, but I just thought, there's something about this. There's something about it. And for $39.99, listen, I can sell it at a garage sale if I get tired of it. But I like it. So if you, again, can help me with that, it looks like A period ZZNIS or A period RZNIS or A period RFNIS. I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Soon they'll be falling down. just yet. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon.